Extracts from the book Believe It, Do It by David Late. Published by Shieldcrest Publishing in 2016, this book has a recommended retail price of £12, but is currently being sold for just £5, with all of the proceeds going to the national charity Dreams Come True, who make the dreams come true for seriously ill and terminally ill children. You can significantly enhance your life, increase your happiness and make your dreams come true, no matter your age, education or present circumstance. Open this book, open your mind. You may be surprised by what you will find. Sometimes just a few words can lead to dramatic changes. Can this book help you? Open up and see. Good luck. Chapter 5, Thieves. We crucify ourselves between two thieves, regret for yesterday and fear for tomorrow. There are two thieves in your life, worry and anxiety. These two thieves are trying to rob you. Don't get jacked of your peace. Don't get robbed of your fun. Don't let worry beat you down. Clear your mind of worry. Be thankful this morning. Look on the bright side of things and watch doors begin to open. In the long run, the pessimist may be right, but the optimist has a better time on the trip. Rev Run, Words of Wisdom. There is no honour among thieves, so beware of thieves. And remember, you can't live a positive life with a negative mind. Negativity can hold you back in your life. Depression can kill you. Depression is the dark side of life, the dark destroyer. In life, there is always good versus evil, positivity versus negativity, and happiness versus depression. One constantly fighting against the other. As human beings, life works on us and conditions us to think in a negative way. As a result, many live their lives in a cautious way, wary of new situations, wary of change, and with the expectation that a given circumstance or situation can alter for the worse, that things will go wrong. It can result in feeling an amount of stress, even when things are running perfectly, because we tell ourselves this can't last. Life throws negativity at us. Read a newspaper, watch television, the news, a film. Most of the content will be negative. The soaps on the television epitomise this. Just a few minutes will be given up to humour or happiness. 30 minutes is given up to death, arson, murder, theft, corruption, lying and cheating. 30 minutes of the worst events and situations that a human being can experience, all occurring with a background of alcohol. Millions watch the soap night after night. Millions. Youngsters sit watching them with their parents, who are their mentors, who by virtue of the fact that they are sitting alongside them, watching with them, endorse the soaps and that this is how life is. Is it any wonder that our young are growing up with such negative outlooks, after having their minds trained night after night that this is how life is, this is reality, this is how normal people live? Research has revealed that 87% of our thoughts are negative because we live in a negative world. This leaves human beings exposed to two thieves in their lives, worry and anxiety. Worry is a misuse of the imagination. Worry will take up your time and your energy. Anxiety will eat away at you. If left unchecked, they will introduce you to a greater evil, depression. Thus, worry and anxiety are the agents of depression. Worry and anxiety are awesome adversaries, clever, devious, sly, and possessing no conscience at all. If you are not vigilant, if you are not standing guard, worry and anxiety will sneak up on you, and worry and anxiety will infiltrate your mind. Worry and anxiety only need a small chink in your armour to get inside of you, and worry and anxiety can open the door wide for depression to enter your life. Depression can take you to dark places that you would not want your worst enemy to go to. Depression can strip a person bare, strip a person of their self-esteem, their confidence, their belief, their motivation, their energy. robbing them of their zest for life, leaving behind a wreck of a person, an empty shell of a person, a zombie, the walking dead, because their spirit has been robbed, the fire of desire extinguished, the light in their eyes turned out, and their very soul, their essence, taken. Worry, anxiety, and depression do not discriminate. It does not matter what your position in life is, what your disposition is, who you are, what your standing in life is, the size of your bank balance, your age. Worry and anxiety will find a way in. If you do not find an effective way of dealing with them, these two robbers, these two thieves, will get a grip of you, will get a hold of you. They will start to dominate the space in your mind, and they will grow stronger and bigger. They will wipe away all positive thoughts. This is a very unhappy situation to find oneself in, because if left unchecked, worry and anxiety will introduce you to depression, and no one wants that introduction. The best antidote for worry and anxiety is positivity. There is lots of advice around on how to avoid and deal with worry and anxiety. Replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Tell the negative thoughts that come into your head to just turn around and to go away. Good advice, but not easy for some to actually follow. The fight against worry and anxiety takes place on the battlefield that is one's mind. So the fight is different and personal for each of us. As such, it is up to the individual to deal with the fight in their own way. However, depression is a destructive and malicious enemy. It cannot be left unchecked. If you find negative thoughts starting to dominate your mind, and if you find yourself procrastinating over the same scenarios, get professional help and get it fast. Anxiety is fear of the future. Depression is fear of the past. So it's best to live in the now. Author advice. It's gonna happen. When you are confronted with your next challenge, try this approach. Abandon all fear associated with the challenge. Adopt the stance that no matter what difficulty comes your way, no matter how arduous the task is or becomes, no matter how impossible it seems, you are going to overcome and you are going to succeed. Place your undying faith and belief in the fact that somehow the universe, that life will send you help, guidance and assistance. Throw your caution and your trepidation out of the door. Race towards your challenge. Do not run from it or hide from it. Meet it head on. Work the numbers, explore all the angles, be flexible, develop continuous plans. Don't be afraid of making mistakes or failing to be able to spin all of the plates. Keep optimistic. Celebrate your success. Overlook or minimise your failures. Maintain and maximise the vision of yourself winning through. When it gets hard, when you take some knocks, when you receive some setbacks, when you get rejected, keep believing, keep the faith, embrace the faith, and keep holding on to the faith in yourself, in your ability, to the faith that life will throw up the answer. Keep the mind and attitude of a child. Only see absolute success ahead. Hold a can-do, will-do mentality. Kid yourself that your situation is better than it is. Use your imagination to find the solution. And don't forget to have fun. See the funny side of all situations, especially in the testing moments. When there are times when you don't know whether to laugh or cry, when you can see no way out, no resolution. Isn't it better to laugh rather than to cry? Crying will only make you feel more miserable. Laughing will lift your spirit and help you to relax your body and your mind. Continually talk to people, anybody, those close to you, colleagues or complete strangers. Open yourself up to people. People in return will then open themselves up to you. They will offer advice, insight, perspective and help. Open yourself up to life and you will find that life will send an angel to you. Angels do exist. If you believe in them and look for them and expect them to appear, they will appear and they will provide help. Angels come to you in the form of people who are sent to you by life. A chance meeting with a stranger, an on-the-hoof conversation in a corridor with a colleague, someone speaking on the television, an author talking to you through their writing. Angels come in many guises. You will experience the benefit of their presence, no matter how fleeting it may be in your life. Just when you think all is lost, that it's game over, that you should give up, if you keep the faith that an angel will show up, an angel will show up. Finally, make sure that you live a good life. When you are doing wrong, when you are not following the rules of life or the laws of the land, when you are treating people unkindly, when you are lying, when you are cheating, you may be able to suppress the guilt in you, and you may be able to put it to the back of your mind and be able to ignore it, but sooner or later it will resurface. You can run from life, but you can't hide from it forever. What you give out in life, life will give back to you. If your actions have caused worry and anxiety in others, beware, because life will at some point return it all to you, all back to you tenfold. If you follow all of this advice, you will lessen the amount of worry and anxiety that you will experience, and wonderful things will occur that will lessen worry and anxiety further, as life, the universe, sends help your way. For starters, your positive attitude will pull people towards you and will provide you with ideas and help, as opposed to a negative attitude that would drive people away, leaving you feeling lonely, unsupported, which would serve to intensify worry and anxiety. If you worry a lot and spend your time living in an anxious state, you will get into bad mental habits. So spend your time looking for the positives, ignore the negatives, and believe and expect success to come your way. A story about fear, worry and anxiety. There was a man who lived in the same neighbourhood for many years. He was a man of habit. He lived in the same house and worked the same job for a long time. He would leave his house at 8:30 a.m. every day and walk to the end of his street to catch a bus to work, returning at 5 p.m. This was his routine, which he was settled and he was happy with, until one day some new people moved into his street and they brought with them a large dog. From that day, his life changed, because every day when he walked home from the bus, the dog would chase him. Fear started to ruin this man's life because it was a huge and a ferocious dog. Each day as he walked home in fear from the bus stop, he would get to his neighbour's house where he would be confronted by the dog. It was as if the dog would lie in wait for him. As soon as the dog saw the man, the dog would bound out of its garden and chase him, snarling, snorting and growling. The man, in fear of his life, would hightail it home, running at the speed that only fear can give you, with the dog snapping at his heels. He would fumble with the keys to his front door to reach the safety of his home. This went on for months, and although the man's fitness improved, the situation got him down. His quality of life was eroded. Resentment, frustration and anger built up in him. He resented his daily run. He hated himself for his lack of courage. The situation carried on until the day came when he just could not take no more. One evening, as he walked home from the bus stop, the dog gave chase as usual. And as he ran down the road, something snapped in the man. As he ran down the road with the dog chumping at his feet, he saw a large stick lying on the side of the road. He snatched it up, deciding simultaneously that he was finally going to stand up to the dog and teach it a lesson that it would never forget. In a fit of rage and with a tight hold of the stick and grabbing hold of all of the courage that he could muster, with his heart pounding and with the anger and resentment in him that had built up in him over the last number of months, the man turned around to confront the dog. As he did so, he realised that the dog had no teeth. The question is, how many fears are you running away from in your life? Fears that are preventing you from doing what you want to do. Fears that are causing frustration, resentment, anxiety in you. Fears that are preventing you from being who you want to be. Some fear is real, healthy, good for you and will protect you. But there is absolutely no substance to most of the fears that you will encounter in your life. that will stop you in your tracks, that will make you quit and prevent you from finding your success. If you have the courage to turn on your fears, to stand up to them, you will find, just like the man that finally stood up to the dog, that they have no teeth, that they are no threat. And just like a bully, if you stand up to them, they will disappear. The single most important question that you can ask yourself when confronted with fear is, what would you do if you were not afraid? So what would you do if you were not afraid in your life? Remember, worrying just messes up your happiness.